thought I fell off? You're smoking.
Hello, I'm Marcus J. Richardson.
And I'm Adam Thorne.
Yes, he is, and we are here to talk a little bit about the weekend's boxing on the 14th of October. Big one at York Hall this weekend for Hellraiser boxing.
It certainly is. We've got a show called Maelstrom.
Maelstrom.
Why
are you calling it Maelstrom? What does Maelstrom mean?
It's just like a sort of violent clash of environments.
Right, a clash of environments.
A maelstrom, just a multi-purpose word.
Okay, excellent. Talk to me about the boxing, Adam. What's happening? Who are the big fights that are happening at York Hall, and where can they get tickets as well? Before we go on, where can they get tickets?
Well, if you look anywhere on the Hellraiser social media, is
there any left?
www.superset.london/tickets. That's where you can get tickets.
Talk to me then about the big fights. Who's fighting who? I know Philip Bowes has got his comeback fight this weekend.
Phil Bowes has got his comeback fight. Obviously, he was gutted to lose that English title fight to Glenn Foot of Sunderland.
It was an epic battle.
It was horrible. It was like watching somebody who just wanted to nut somebody against somebody who wanted to box.
To be honest though, Adam, it was a proper fight, mate, and that's kind of what the punters want to see. Are they going to see another fight like this weekend? I think they're
going to see a much more entertaining fight, much less scrappy. Phil was forced to hold. Glenn was holding. Glenn was coming forward with his head. Phil was going to come back. He's going to bounce back. He is hungry. He's going to be in an 8-rounder.
Okay, so who else is fighting this weekend?
Top of the bill, we've got let's start at the bottom. Hellraisers, we've got Tony Buttigieg. He's 2-0, 19-year-old. The governor calls himself.
He's got a lot of attitude as well. When we did the interview with him, he seems, in a good way, not like a bad attitude.
He's a really
confidence.
he's a really nice kid, and he's just a lovely boxer to watch. And like I say, he's only 19, and you can see that when starts getting his man strength, as they call it in boxing, he's going to start putting guys away.
Do you think he's going to go up a weight, or will he hang around?
No, I think he will hang around certainly for a while. Barry Smith, his trainer, is keen to keep him at super welter where he is at the moment.
And who's he fighting this weekend? Is it another one where he's expected to win?
It'll be an opponent, yeah.
It will be an opponent.
Sorry, so what you'd call a journeyman.
So you think he's going to win this weekend?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Okay, so that'll make it 3-0.
That he will be 3-0. Okay. Tony Buttigieg.
And he's probably not going to fight again this year then? He's probably going to fight
I think he wants
year?
to get out again in December, maybe, end of the year. The other person we've got is a young guy from Reading, super welterweight. We've got a very busy super welterweight division in England, and especially in Hellraiser. We've got 5 or 6 guys unbeaten or very, very good records as Senior Byfield, Hollywood Josh, people like that. Tony Milch.
Take a breath, Adam. Take a breath.
Tony Milch. How's that, right?
That was all right. That was fine. Good. So who are you talking about here?
Konrad Stempovsky.
Konrad Stempovsky.
He is 5-0.
The hairless warrior.
He is. Yes, does have a shaved head. I mean, I don't know about the rest of his body.
Well, he looks pretty smooth, Konrad.
He's an entertaining fighter. He's one you're going to want to come and see.
He got knocked down though, didn't he, in his last fight?
He did. He had Mickey Elliott grabbing the ropes almost, which I don't think you're allowed to do. He didn't do it. Restraining himself valiantly, going hold, which had everybody laughing at him afterwards. But Conrad came through it and he outboxed the guy. He readjusted. He said, I actually interviewed him yesterday, and he said, I got a bit cocky, bossing him in the first round, and I dropped my guard. That's what happens in boxing. He said. So
you think he's probably learnt from that and actually maybe come back stronger?
And he's in the 6th rounder this time, so
he's stepping it up a level.
He is stepping it up, and he is very keen to show more of his boxing because he has been involved in some entertaining. I've seen 2 of his 5 fights, and they're very entertaining. But he's keen to show that he's learnt to box as well.
Another win on the board.
I would have thought so, yes. Yep. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Who else is fighting next Saturday?
Well, top of the bill, and this is really, really good news. Tony Two Guns Milch, 13-0 against 17-1 Matt McCarthy, and this
all on the line for both of them.
A Senior Byfield was Southern Area champion, as you all remember. He smashed Sammy McNess up to retain his belt. A Senior vacated, and so now that fight is for the belt for the Southern Area Super Welterweight title. Massive. So Tony Milch has his shot at the Southern Area Super Welterweight title fight against Matt McCarthy. Matt McCarthy is coming to win.
He's no slouch, Matt McCarthy, though.
So you don't get a 17-1 record if you can't do anything in the boxing ring, and you don't get to 13-0 at being a mug either.
And no offence, Tony Milch isn't the youngest boxer, so it's important. If he wins this, he's going to kick on, but if he doesn't, it's going to be hard to come back from, is it not?
Tony's a resilient guy. He's a very down-to-earth bloke. He's not someone that's going to sit there and lie to himself. If he loses, and I don't think he's going to, he's his own worst critic. He'll sit there, he'll objectively try and look at it and not go, I need to come out and go again, or I'm retired. He'll take his time. I think his chances are very, very good. I think Matt McCarthy is a good boxer, obviously, as I've said. I think Tony can box, he can defend, but what Tony's got underrated is power. Now, he's only got 2 knockouts. Darryl Williams, English super middleweight champion, has sparred him, and I know Darryl very well, and Darryl said, he can bang. Trust me, with head guards and 16-ounce
Well,
gloves on.
I've seen
if you're
Tony,
shot,
yeah,
we've seen the
Tony
wars
fight
Daryl's
a few
been in.
times, and well, yeah, I've seen a couple of Daryl's, but I've seen lots of Tony fighting, and I think he's been a bit cautious in the past. So he's going to have to potentially come out a little bit more if he's got that capability.
And
he's got to come out. This
Tony
weekend.
himself feels like the better opponents he faces, the less they just guard constantly against him. So it favours him fighting someone. This is what he told me. Now, whether that turns out to be the case or not, we don't know. Now, we've seen the one punch knockout power he had when he landed that bomb back in November last year on the East End explosion, and it really did. And the guy was out cold. So we know that he can put opponents out. He just needs the opportunity to do it. Now, he might not knock him out, but he's certainly going to shock Matt McCarthy with his power, and I think he's going to take a possibly quite close points victory.
How many rounds is it?
It's a 10-rounder.
10 rounds. So it's a big one.
It's a
okay.
biggie.
Well, good luck to Tony in that one. Okay, let's move on to the big one, not on the Hellraiser event this weekend. George Groves.
Yes, George.
Semi-final, quarter-final, World Boxing Super
George
Series
Groves.
quarter-finals.
Yes, I know how much you love this format because
The
it's
World
so
Boxing
simple.
Super Series.
What I don't get is you're a footballer and you don't seem to understand a quarter-final, semi-final, final setup.
How do I not understand it? I understand it. I just don't understand that they all happen at different times. Like, when's the quarter-final? Well, one of the quarter-finals was in September. One of them was in August. One of them was in October. There's another quarter-final in December. Then the semi-finals are in February. Then you grand farts, and then everything just kind of all crumbles.
Yeah, that is pretty much. I think it says that on their website. Actually.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And we don't even know they win a trophy, but then why?
Do they win? They collect belts along the way.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
why?
Pokemon.
Did they
Collect
win
them
it?
all.
Why?
What to prove that you're the best in your division?
But
even though there's
what are the belts for? Is this just another gimmick?
This is okay. So this is a side point that we could
I
go
know
on
we
for
speak
quite a
about
long
it in
time.
every video, but
that
it's
we could
just
go
doing
on
me
for quite a
nutting.
long time about. But this is the problem with boxing: is that there are so many belts, nobody has the authority to say I am the best. So people come up with these concepts which give the public a little better idea.
I mean, Sky had the prize fighter thing, which was almost like.
But that was for entry level and journeyman.
That was
sort of
more
thing.
like the
Now-
auto windscreen trophy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the Vans paint trophy or whatever.
Yeah,
it
the
was,
LDV Vans paint trophy, and whatnot.
Yes, and you know that they were a great concept.
So is this
and
more a
initiative.
Champions League?
This is a Champions League, yeah.
And is it selling? I mean, is the gimmick working?
It seems to be. I mean, people are, some boxing fans are never always happy all the time, but most of the people that I talk to about it, bloggers, the writers, they like the concept. They like it's a little bit different.
So you bank one at the weekend. Does he play the winner of this one?
I'm not entirely sure if it's like that or they draw it.
Is it not like on a table where it goes? What's one of those tables called?
I don't know.
A tournament table.
Yeah, like you get in the World Cup in the middle of the
tree. Yeah, exactly. Like the World Cup's already drawn out, isn't
Match
it?
magazine.
Yeah. Well, so is it drawn out of a hat or is it?
I think the first round they was done on a.
Where are the facts again, Adam?
I mean, to be honest, I have actually looked into this, and it's all a bit.
The World Boxing Super Series quarter-final.
Yeah, can we just there'll be a semi-final at some point.
Right,
just chill out.
some point
it's going to
next year.
happen.
Right, George Groves, who's he fighting?
George Groves
What's
is fighting
happening?
Jamie Cox. He's chosen to fight unbeaten Jamie Cox, who's had a bit of time out of the ring.
What's Jamie Cox's record?
I think it's 23-0.
23-0. 23. Has Jamie Cox fought anyone of any substance?
He's fought a few. He's stepped it up a bit. To be honest, I don't know an awful lot about him. I know that he's game.
Pardon?
He's game.
Game.
I think this is going to be a real good fight.
I mean, George Groves
has been the problem. So I'm a big George Groves fan, and I think he's going to win this fight.
He takes the fights, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He takes the fights. He doesn't shy away. You've got to give George Groves his credit for that.
But he's been in so many battles now. I think he's going to have another one here, and I think he's going to come out on top. But I think it might affect his longevity in the sport. I've just got a funny feeling because Fedor Chudinov
in the sport. You think it's going to affect? His longevity
I think he might just be a bit battle fatigued further down the line. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a feeling I get. I might be completely. I hope I'm wrong.
Doesn't it necessarily depend on
who? Like a lovely bloke.
Doesn't it necessarily depend on who he draws? Because obviously, if he draws someone who's fighting their quarterfinal in January, they're going to have time to recover. In which case,
well, that's why they're not all set dates yet because they'll evaluate the boxers. If one of them's got a bad cut, that's why it's not all cast in stone.
This is my point. So actually, your point may be eradicated by the fact that time will get in the way.
Yeah, well, it kind of did with the Super 6 when they did that because everybody got injured and that. But they have replacements as well. So each of these fights, when they're happening...
Hang on a minute, but you can't replace someone like...
If George Groves breaks his leg tonight, there is another boxer, I'm not entirely sure who it is.
It should be who George Groves beat in the last round.
No, it'll be... No, because there wasn't the last round, this is the first round.
Oh.
There's someone on the undercard who's ready to step in.
Right, okay.
They had that same thing in Prize Fighter, they'd have a
They did,
a
yeah, that
replacement.
is true. So George Groves, Jamie Cox, who's going to win?
George Groves, knockout.
Knockout.
Yeah.
So you've just said that Jamie Cox has got a little bit in the locker that may surprise George Groves. But
I
you think
do.
Groves is
I
going to
think
knock him
I
out?
think they'll go to war, and I think like Fedor Chudinov is, and I know you love me saying this, is bastard hard, and George Groves broke him down.
He's bastard.
Bastard. Fedor Chudinov is a machine, and Jamie Cox is another machine, but he ain't Fedor Chudinov. And I think if they go at it the same way, George Groves is going to come out on top again.
Right, well, there you go. Groves for another win and to defend his World Championship belt.
And can I just point out, on the undercard of that, as well as another fighter, who I think, if you're watching, keep an eye out for, Kian Thomas. He fought on the Hellraiser show,
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember, and he's a welterweight from Camden. He's a very impressive boxer.
Yeah.
He knocked out a guy who was doing everything he could not to get knocked out, and he just closed the ring down, picked his shots. I think, look out for him on the undercard of Cox Groves.
Did he have a luminous yellow shorts on?
No, blue and white shorts, from what I remember.
Did he have blue and white shorts on?
He did have blue and white shorts.
That's the one I remember him.
Yeah. Thought you did.
Okay, thanks for watching again. There will be another couple of videos before the year is out. Of course, you've got the big one between Hay and Bellew that's recently been announced. And any other big fights before the year's out, Adam?
Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux.
That will be. When is that?
That is December the 9th.
On the same night?
Is it the same night as them?
I don't know.
No,
It's gonna be
they're
tight.
the 10th, I think, or the 17th, the Sunday after.
Oh, a week apart.
they're on
That would
a
have been
Sunday.
nice. That would have been a lads'
That would have
night
been
and
a
a
good
girls'
week.
night if you're into boxing. But
No, they're on a Sunday, Bellew and Hay.
hey,
They're on a Sunday. They're fighting on a Sunday.
what do you mean they're fighting on a Sunday?
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday fight. I can't be any clearer.
You mean it's a Sunday evening fight?
It is a Sunday evening fight.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Who decided that?
Eddie Hearn, I think.
Is he lost the plot?
I couldn't possibly comment.
What? Why? What, a Sunday night fight? I mean, I remember years ago.
No,
In
Bellew
fact,
won his
is
world
it-
title
I might-
on a Sunday.
I was going to say
But that was a bank holiday weekend.
Well, yeah, that was a bank holiday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange concept. It's quite common in the small hall stuff. I went to a Dove Box show at York Hall on a Sunday, and it's quite nice Sunday afternoon. Go watch a bit of boxing.
But it's not.
But it's not. It's a
not
big
the same.
Sunday night evening show.
It's a let's have a dominoes and a poker night and a beer and a.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
that on a Sunday. Well, you can.
You can, but yeah, there'll be a lot of sickies pulled by boxing fans the next day, I dare say.
Well, there you go. A bit of a weird one there, just to end the video on. But thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I've been Marcus J. Richardson.
And I've been Adam Thorne.
Yes, he has.
Yet again. I've turned up as Adam Thorne every time.
Who will he be next time?
Oh, I just winked. I'm so fucking creepy.
Brilliant.
When I
I
wink.
love that you winked. I love that you winked.
You're smoking something.